So today is day 9 of 9, balance. I'm going to be talking about God speaks through his creation. Before that, I want to say, like, I think I'm gonna start spending this fast, like, um, probably not here no more. I had a really, really bad experience last night. Just, you know what it kind of seems like to me is like, uh, when you're not looking, all the women in the world, they just show up and they're beautiful. They're just, but I don't care, it's like, I don't care about that. It's like every store I try to go into, they would just be there. And it's be like, maybe I don't belong here. And then, because I don't even care to get to know any of these females because they don't have God anyway. And then if you sleep with them, you make a soul tie, and then you thought your life was messed up before, and now it's twice as bad, But who knows? Maybe the Most High, he won't allow that to happen. That's what isolation, I think, is for. So, but I don't entirely understand isolation either. So, and then when you are looking, then all of a sudden there's no females. It's like, I don't even care, man. I'm not going to play this back and forth game of like hot and cold and this way and that way. And, I just had I really had it rough last night. I was just trying to keep my cool. The anger that I have, that doesn't help either. So I just got to a point where I just said a few little prayers and I went to sleep, and I got up this morning just to do it all over again. But I know better next time not to come back here when I'm fasting, though. Not to go anywhere, just spend it out in the desert. I don't tell nobody, and I don't appear to be fasting on other people. I come here is because I want to, kill some of that time. That's the main thing, killing time. And then, because I'm already praying like twice a day, I'm reading scripture, I'm worshiping, I'm doing all this stuff already. So the only difference would be, like, if I sat out in the desert maybe and just total isolation, just me and God by ourselves, and maybe, there were some times there I was putting stuff on a timer, like I would be silent for like a half hour in the morning, then at noon another half hour, then at in the evening I would put it down an hour to a half hour, and I couldn't hear God speak. So I don't know. There must be something wrong with me. I can't even hear God speak. He did speak to me in North Dakota, though. Then when I came down here, he just quit. So anyways, I'm going to go off of this hummingbirds. When you see a hummingbird, it usually means like a spiritual awakening, transformation, healing, inspiration, connection to nature. That's another thing, is the only way you're going to ever be able to get close to nature is to spend time outside, even if it's cold. And you're driving, when I used to drive back and forth from work every day, I would see eagles and geese and all these things. And that's another thing, I forgot to put geese down here, but I'm just going to go off of like what I think it represents and the best I can, And then if anybody wants to, they can look up the symbolism of what all these animals and insects and stuff like that mean. I think everybody knows what common sense is, but that's what I'm going to put down as connection to nature, connection to the Most High. Eagles represent freedom, a rebirth, emblem of strength and courage. So every time I would see one, I would just think freedom right away. Freedom, living for God, freedom, liberty, When I seen hummingbird, that's a really close connection to God right there. That's transformation. Crows, transformation, trust your intuition, a gut feeling. Like before I called my mother, there was a crow that would rock, rock, rock. You could hear it fly by, and it was basically telling me not to call her, but I did it anyway. And every time I did it, or any other person that I wasn't supposed to, it's like trust your intuition, you know. I always had a bad day or whatever after that, you know. It's like the ravens or the crows, they were warning me, you know, of this impending doom, basically. And then doves to me represent peace. And let's see, ravens, chapter of your life is closing, renewal and growth. That's another thing about crow. I couldn't tell crows and hawks apart, but I asked the Most High if I could go home, and there's one that flew on a tree branch, and I was like, okay. And then I asked again, and then it flew again, and then the third time I wasn't sure, and then I said, well, if you want me to stay here, come back. But it never did come back. So that right there is just, that's awesome. So deers represent grace. Negative influences in our life, danger ahead, probably gossip, things like that. You probably want to stay away from all that stuff, you know. Promotion is coming. Inner peace, that's what's telling you when you see deer. Seek inner peace. Time for an adventure, to leave someplace. Be patient. Cats, obviously, are you need to get in alignment with God. When you can hear them meowing all the time. Grasshoppers is see, this was a big one for me when I first came here and I had that spiritual awakening. Was, I know it says leap of faith here, but for me it's keep on the right path. You're doing good. Just keep going. You know, when I heard their legs moving up and down. And then butterflies, obviously, spiritual awakening, transformation, freedom, reboot, and renewal. The Most High is guiding you. Lizards, obviously, that goes back to kind of the crows and the ravens. And the deer, even, it talks about intuition, set boundaries, you know, be sensitive. Ants, hard work, patience, humility, discipline, let go of your ego. Beetles is transformation, intuition, balance and stability, connection to the earth. Dogs are guardians of the soul. They're healers of the heart. They represent forgiveness. Flies are like, I see a lot of flies, decay and renewal. They're a harbinger of awareness and messengers of change. And then I also got some scripture to back up everything I said here. So I want to read Proverbs 30:24-28. And there be four things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceedingly wise. The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. The conies are but a feeble folk, yet make their houses in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth all of them by bands. The spider takes hold with her hands and is in kings' palaces. That's pretty awesome, man. How God speaks through his creation. And then there's, on top of that, there's scripture to back it all up. I mean, there's so much more than what I could read here, and that's just, to me, that's amazing. I mean, like maybe that, you know, by me sitting in my truck all day and then going in and out of these stores and being on this fasting, maybe the things I'm experiencing, the negative side of it is, maybe that's what I need to do, is spend time in nature outside. You know, it's like, what am I doing, man? This is stupid. But I wanted to try an experiment, and I got a good taste of my own medicine. I got, you know, a lot of guys, I see on YouTube, they're always talking about, man, I never see women, man, I could never get a date. And when I used to drink all the time before I knew the Most High, I could have anybody. I have that much confidence in myself, and I still do, but I don't even care anymore, because I'm a guy that, you know, I've been there and done that. I don't even care about that, because I know what it's about. You know, it's like, it's not all roses. You know, it's, as soon as you As soon as you do your thing and you get to know them, it's like, man, I would be better off if I was single, man. You know, at least for me anyway. But other people, you know, you might want to be with somebody, but you always got to remember, they just want your seed. They don't want you. You know, they want your energy. And so I just keep away. But, you know, seeing all them women like that, I mean, that's, and it's going to be bad today too. I know it is. But if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If not, whatever. I hope you guys have a good day today, and that'll be all I gotta say. And then I'm gonna make the next video tonight. I'm gonna talk about how to increase the presence of God and what works for me, and may not always work for somebody else. But you guys have a good day. We'll see you later.